Yes, sir.
All right. What's up, everybody? My name is Juwan Rohan, and this is the Misguided Podcast, where we intend to guide you to a better future. I'm sitting here with Stunnaman02. What's good, bro? How you doing?
What's popping? How you feeling, man? We out here enjoying life, feeling great, showing love, never
sir.
hate.
It's a good day out here too. How's the city looking right now?
Man, the sun is shining. Feel me? I'm about to go take a walk. Anytime, I live in Fog City, so if the sun is shining in Fog City, you know it's gonna be a great day.
Yeah, nah, that's facts. That's facts. Cool. Well, we're gonna go ahead and get into your story. Man, for those listening who don't know, come on, man. You know Big Steppin. You've heard it everywhere. Yeah. You've heard it everywhere. You've seen everyone doing the dance. And but we're gonna get into your story a little bit and talk about how you plan to maximize rapping to build wealth. So where are you from?
From the city, born and raised, San Francisco, California. The dopest, the Golden State. You feel me? You know how I go.
All right, and where'd you go to high school?
I went to Sacred Heart Cathedral Preparatory. Right now, I believe the Division IV state championships, and probably gonna grab one in basketball too.
Yeah,
and football. You know what I'm
saying? They really they've been the shit for a while. But
nah, for sure, man. It's definitely a dope legacy. Where you go to high school at?
I went to Be High.
Oh, that's dope. That's a good ass school too. You went there with the other Stunnaman.
The other Stunnaman, yes, exactly. I went there.
Stunnaman from the pack.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He was
that's dope.
A couple years older, like 2 years older or so.
Yeah, shout out to Keith.
Yep. So cool. And what was your first taste of music? Like, when did you get introduced to music?
I made my first beat when I was at this is why Boys and Girls Clubs and like technology programs is essential. I made my first beat at a computer class when I was 6 years old. So that was like my first taste of like, oh, I like to do this. I still remember the melody for the beat. I don't make beats now, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that was like my first, like, wow, this is like, I like doing this. I didn't even like listening to rap music at the time. I like Disney radio and stuff like that. When people play rap music, I'm like, turn that off. I don't want to hear that. So that was like my first true introduction. Like, I like this. This makes me feel good. You know what I mean?
Facts. Actually, like, I think Boys and Girls Clubs are really good. You're right. Like those like introducing stuff like that. Cause I remember back in the day, Boys and Girls Club, they always had a gym. They always had like a little computer room, right? Where you can go just on the computer, download social media, whatever. And that's kind of where you like experience a lot of shit. It was like the after school program, right? Like
exactly that arcade. The one I went to had a swimming pool, McDonald's across the street, down the street. So it was like I went to Boys and Girls Club right across the street from Golden Gate Park. So it's like, I mean, right by Haight Street in San Francisco. If you ever over there, one of the most legendary streets. So it was a dope experience.
That's super dope, bro. That's really dope. So do you remember your first song ever recorded?
Yeah, it was called the first one we did. RP, my homie RB from Harbor, and shout out my guy Silk Drizzle. We recorded it on a cell phone on Garlington and Hunters Point. You feel me? So that's what we used to do back in the day. We recorded hella music on our cell phones. The first song that
Everybody did.
Nah, it was crazy. It was fun, bro. That was like, it was dope. And then the first song I ever recorded live was shout out to Mac Just, aka Jesse B, was in Freedom West Filmo, San Francisco, California. We recorded a song called, I think it was called Light It on My Lap. I thought I did a terrible job, but you feel me? They was like, you ripped it. And then we put it out. I was like 14, 15 years old, and it was just a good experience. And ever since then, I kind of been hooked because I thought I was weak, but in actuality, I thought I was terrible, but it was like, it was fun though. And then from there, I just started freestyling on tables, and I started battling people because we used to just have freestyle. We used to go to hella parties and just be at the Metreon. If you remember,
you know that.
Yeah.
That was the spot. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So we used to be down there, just roaming around, being kids.
Being
and like,
kids already.
After a party, somebody start banging on something, and I'd be like, man, let me pull this freestyle out and have some fun. So, you know.
What made you get into like the party music instead of like it's almost like party like drill type music instead of like lyrical like J. Cole type shit?
I feel like when I first started really rapping to the neck, I like away from like rapping out a group, I was doing a conscious music, but it wasn't, nobody was really listening, you know? And it was like I was trying to be like super like, oh, I'm gonna make this super barred up and every bar gonna mean something.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
every bar gonna be on like, oh, extra crazy. But then I was like, you know, I grew up in the parties. Like I threw my first party when I was 12 years old on Harbor Road. So it's like from there we moved to functions and house parties. We threw schmops like the HBK game. We threw just lit events all the way to my early 20s. And then like in that time, I was always around certain music and always like I seen how people move when a song that they enjoyed came on. So it's like from there, I'm like, you know, this is what I gotta do. This
yeah.
is what I feel like I need to make that middle ground of make some conscious music, something with a message and something that's gonna make you move. And I feel like that's what I do. That's what my whole discography has been, especially Big Step. And that's like the epitome of conscious trap. You know what I mean? I'm talking about police brutality. I'm talking about treating people right, but it gives you those keywords you want to feel. It gives you that feeling. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, I totally get that. I always like because I rap too, and so I always go back and
oh,
forth on like whether I should stick with the conscious shit that's like my bag and that's like my delivery, or just make party music and go viral, right, or stuff
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah, that's always a good conversation.
I feel like long as you stay true to you, you gonna win. Like Big
Yeah,
Steppin' is true to me 1,000%. I'm talking about my life, talking about what I go through. It's making people nod their head, but I still got them bars in there that's like, what? What'd he say? Oh, okay. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Okay, that makes sense. So it's like,
yeah,
you pick.
yeah,
But
yeah,
I still got songs like on the same album as Big Step, and the last song in there is called Fuck the Other Side. And I'm going in deeply about the injustice of the justice system beyond that, how we are dichotomized as black people from the status quo. Like it's like somebody just tweeted today that like one of the people on the Democratic Party was like the African American vote, something, 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 is almost as much as up as the American vote. And when you listen to that, how does that make sense if African Americans are still American?
yeah.
And it's like when these politicians say American, you have to weed between the lines and realize that American means white, while African American means, something different. So,
Alien.
we trying to bust the barriers. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Nah, I get
I
it. Yeah,
say,
I made some conscious ass raps like that too. And like, I'm like, oh, this one gonna go crazy. Like, people gonna love
yeah,
it. And it's like, nah, no. You feel me? Like, I made a song,
but
I
the
actually
cult,
made a song called Dear School Shooter. And that's probably like one of my most popular. And that did go kind of like viral a little bit, but because it's like the perspective of three kids and during a school shooting. And it's
that's
like
dope.
it's telling like, yeah, it's pretty dope. And the production on it was like crazy. So but yeah, so like that's my bag. But anyways, it's about you. So
Now,
the music though, when did you feel that like it was like, oh, this could pop, you feel me? Like my shit, like people are listening. Cause I mean, being I don't know, just it's always hard to get your hometown to fucks with you, right? Because they grew up with you. So they're like, nigga, Stunnaman, like, bro, what?
yeah,
I know him from the Metreon, like, you feel me? But you've been
yeah.
doing the rapping forever. So they might know you from the guy who freestyled. But like, when did you realize your music was taking off?
I realized it when I made my first song because I feel like I had to believe in it before anybody else believed in it. You know what I'm saying? Like when I put my first single out, I say March 18th or March 24th, 2018. That's when I had to believe in it. So I had to make it hot. But I feel like I still, in terms of like critical, like, oh yeah, everybody rocking with it, is going up. I still feel like I'm proving myself. You know what I mean? And it's like I more
Yeah.
so
You
started
still it's still early, bro. It's
not for sure, man. But I'll say like I had to believe it before anybody else. So it was like if this makes sense, I believed it before everybody else did, and then everybody else kind of just caught up to what I was believing. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So
yeah.
it was more. Yeah.
Talk about.
So it's like,
oh, go ahead.
no, nothing. I was not in a cocky way, but more so in a way to where it's like, you know, hey, I need to figure this out, and I need to believe in me enough to where it's just a point that in believing in myself, I knew everybody else would, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, you gotta have confidence in yourself before anyone, because ain't nobody gonna have confidence in you if you ain't confident in yourself or in your voice, right? If you're not doing what you preaching, then why should someone else do it? So yeah, that makes total sense. Let's talk about your team real quick before we move on. Have they always been with you? Did you meet your manager after your music took off? Talk about your team.
Yeah, basically, half of my team is like people, my day one homies, like people who I said I'm about to rap for real, and they was like, here, let me help you put some money up. You know what I mean? So that's one part of my management group is one of my day one homies. I knew him since I was 8. And other pieces of my team are people I met along the way, but they adapted and already was living a still winning mindset, still winning ideology, and still winning mindset is basically not an overconfidence, but a big mindset that you could believe and achieve anything that you put your power to. You know what I mean? So it's like, in doing that, you know, my team essentially, some of them been there, some of them are new to it, but in actuality, it's more so a culmination of people who all have the same common goal. And I tried to do the team I have now. I tried to do it 2 years ago. I had a song called "Out That Window" that started popping, playing on the radio, going up. Yeah, kind of similar to how Big Steppin was, but I also was in a movie simultaneously. So it was like a lot of it was getting overwhelming. And in that, I needed a team to help me run things. And with that team, we had a good bond, but we weren't successful. I had to regroup. And last year, before I dropped Big Steppin, you know, I would say around like February, put a team together of dedicated people. And now, in terms of media, in terms of merch, in terms of my juice, and then just handling everything in terms of the entertainment area. I mean, we thriving, we having a good time. I mean, I'm not gonna act like it's easy. I'm not gonna act like we got everything figured out, but for the most part, we just focus on getting better every day.
Nice. What movie were you in?
Last Black Man in San Francisco. I got it right here. I got the poster over my head.
Oh, nice. What you played? What part? What part?
I played in the Greek chorus. I played myself. Yeah. So basically, I was like a antagonist to the main character.
That's dope, bro. How'd you get that role?
Just being at the right place, the right time, with the right mindset. I had dropped out of college. I didn't know what I wanted to do in my life, and one day I woke up and I said, "Man, I want to really act. I really like to do that." So I was making music, and I was in somebody's room. This person's room I was in happened to be best friends with the main character, and one day, and he was brothers with the director of this movie. And one day they came in the room while we was done recording, and they said, "Hey, we need the room because we about to work on a script." And I said, "A script?" And in this mindset, I told myself every day, I want to act. Like I was shooting videos on Instagram, right? This is like the time when they just let you put Instagram videos on there. So, you know, like I'm shooting videos to do skits, and it was you can only post it for 15 seconds.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, what? A movie? And I was just overjuiced, and I was like, I need to be a part of this. So I went to the first reading. I auditioned for a couple years, like over 6 times. And eventually they wrote me into the movie. And I was like, man, ever since then, you know, my life never been the same.
So you want to do acting after this? I mean, not after this, but like rapping and acting simultaneously?
Yeah. I just got signed to 2 acting agencies, one in San Francisco, one in LA. So it's happening right now. I've been submitting my auditions. Everything been working. I've been writing scripts. I've been getting in touch with everybody I can.
What's the agencies?
Stars Agency and PKA. Stars is one of the, I believe, the biggest agencies in Bay Area, and PKA is a smaller one, but there's some dope placements that they do in Los Angeles. So, you know, I'm excited.
There you go, bro. Congrats on that. Where and where'd you go to college?
First I went to Loyola in New Orleans, and it's like that's what me and G-Eazy connected on because he graduated from there. So it's like Feel me? He went there a couple years before me, but we always talk about that when I see him. And then I had went to a JC in Santa Rosa. Then I transferred to St. Mary's, and then I got my BS in neurological psychology.
At St. Mary's?
Yeah, at St. Mary's.
So you didn't really drop out there. I mean, you dropped out, but you went back and finished though.
Yeah, for sure. Gotta finish what you start, you know what I'm saying, all the time. But
look at that,
when I was a college dropout, I feel like I had to take advantage of my free time.
Yeah, what made you get neuroscience? That's hard, bro. That's hard.
It was like neuropsychology, so it was like a semi-mix.
Okay.
And then I had a focus on socialism, or not socialism, positive psych, or humanism. There you go. So, but it's social psychology. And that's so I was watching this documentary called Hidden Colors, and it was talking about what is defined as your pineal gland or your third eye, and they was talking about the spatial plane that it sits on inside your brain. It was adjacent to the part of where your what is it called? Basically, I'm trying to think. Basically, the part of your brain where your pineal gland is close to the part where you get your gut system from, like your gut reaction. You know what I mean? And I thought that was hella fascinating. I was like, dang. And it's like, and you think your gut feeling comes from your gut, but it's actually stimulated from a part of your brain. So it's like when I learned that, I wanted to find out more about that. And I always liked psychology, so I went into it. And then when I was at school, I started finding out about humanism, which is positive psychology, like having a positive mindset and how that can affect whatever you do. So you know, then so it was dope.
Bro, that's amazing, bro. I studied psychology, so I totally understand everything you're saying.
So you know, you're a genius, you know.
Yeah, exactly. So but yeah, man, that's dope. And like that was gonna be my next question is like, what other interests do you have besides music? So were you going to college? Like, what was your goal? Like, what were you gonna do with the psych degree?
Initially I wanted to go to be an OBGYN. So like I started out biology.
That's crazy, bro.
I wanted to be an OBGYN. I was a big like Huxtable's fan, or I was a big Cosby Show fan. And I always wanted his like family dynamic. And I thought the way to get that in the show was to be an OBGYN, because that's what he was. So I went there initially and to be a doctor. And then when I was there, I kind of transitioned to psychology because biology is hard. You know what I'm saying?
Bruh, yeah.
So it's like, So it's like, and it's like, that's something you have to do every day. And like me, I was trying to party and have too much fun. And I went to a music school. So it's like, I didn't know it at the time, but, you know, I really enjoyed music. And it's like, you kind of have to pick, you know, you can't be like, oh, I'm going to be a doctor, but I'm still going to go party every night. You're going to have to skip some nights. And, you know, I wasn't ready for that. So eventually, that was kind of like the track that I took, and it led me here.
Bro, that's crazy, bro. But you're very well spoken, like for real, man. You're very smart. You could tell you're very smart by just talking to you. You know, a lot of rappers interview and they got 3 words to say. They barely can speak, and like, yeah, man, you got a bright future for sure. It's dope.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, of course.
Stay off the drugs. No.
Facts though, facts. Cool. What are some stereotypes that you hate about rappers, or about rappers that you hate? That's better.
Let me think. Stereotypes. I would say the biggest one is dumb or stupid, but then it's like, and to be able to string together words and a type of cohesion that it takes, using like different type of literary compositions like metaphors, similes, and all these different things. It's like you can't be like dumb doing that. Probably a negative stereotype is that, you know, we care hella much about like materialistic things, or like, you know, we don't really care about, like, I just think that the negative connotation towards being a rapper, because like I remember the period of time, like people used to be like, oh yeah, you're a rapper, and they'd be like, no, I'm an artist. And it's just like, rap is the biggest genre. I mean, it's like they downplay rap, but it's like it's the biggest genre in the world. So, off the top of my head, I can't really think of anything. You know what I'm saying? I think it's just the demeanor more so than anything that people have towards rappers. But it's like,
Bro, that's definitely facts. Honestly, I hate being called a rapper, which is crazy. Like, because I'm not just a rapper. I'm an entrepreneur, really. But I always consider like artist as a better, because the way you just said it, like putting stuff together, creating stories, like that's what I'm good at, is creating stories through words. And so that to me isn't just rapping, it's storytelling, it's poetry, it's a bunch of different stuff, you know what I mean?
Hell yeah. And then
it's English, bro. That's what you learn in English.
Exactly.
English, like
you an English professor. And
exactly.
Me, on the contrary, I love when people call me a rapper or like a hip hop artist, because I think of where the genre has gone in the last 40 years and what it represents. I mean, and I feel like we evolved from its initial like step or initial imprint on the world, but I love it because it's the voice of the people. You know what I mean? That's like not, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think it's dope either way you look at it. It's like if somebody called me an artist, like I want them to make sure, like when it comes to music, they say like hip hop or rap artist first. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So because it's like that's essential.
Facts.
But yeah.
Sorry, my son is
hey, that's what's up. He doing what he's supposed to do. He's doing what he's supposed to do. Running around with a bottle of energy.
Hella energy too. Hella. Cool. I want to move on to a segment called Hella Misguided segment, where I ask the same question to each person who comes up here. That question is, if you were to write a letter to your 18-year-old self, what would a summary of that letter be?
Stop being so cocky and egotistical. Stop thinking you know everything. Invest all the time into your talents. Go make a whole bunch of music. Don't think about women and these distractions. Stop smoking so much weed. Stop having so much greed. Stop thinking you always need, and move to what you love and want to do with some speed, man. And that's it. And then we're still winning. And we're like, we still winning. Yeah, and I would just be like more mindful with my time. Have fun. Be more mindful with the time, though.
Yeah, facts. Do you smoke and drink often?
Not. I might indulge occasionally when the time is necessary, but on a daily basis, it's not really my forte.
What about when you're in the studio? Because a lot of people.
Not really. Nah. I mean, when I made Big Steppin', I think I made that album. I was smoking, but like since then, not really. Like I moved away from it. I might take a shot or two. Like I was just in a studio with like Jeezy, All Black, and Guap, and the energy was just like crazy. So I was like, so I could be. I was like, I gotta be on one. So let me take a quick shot. But it's like really, I don't really need it. I feel like I get a lot of my energy from going to the gym. I get a lot of my oh yeah, I need to be on that from the high I get from lifting weights or performing. It's like you get a different high from like performing. Is like I can't even describe it. Like especially in front of like a huge crowd and you like going everything. It's crazy.
It's crazy,
like,
bro. And I always get scared of drinking too much. So when I go perform, I only take one shot maximum before performing.
It's that you take that nervous shot.
Yeah, it's just that
you
gut
take that
shot.
jitter shot.
Yeah, the gut shot.
Exactly.
Anything else? I'm like, nah, wait till after. I'm drinking after though. We gonna get fucked up after.
For sure. Yeah, of course. Celebrate.
Yeah, facts.
Gotta celebrate. Yeah. You gotta put him in an interview.
Yeah. Facts. He's running from his mama right now. It's okay, just let him. He's gonna keep coming back. Cool. Any books and audio books and podcasts that you listen to and read?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna give you a whole list. I'm finishing Think and Grow Rich, a Black choice. Listening to Black Privilege by Charlemagne. The 33 Laws of Being Rich Forever. The Untold Secrets of Gaining Wealth. The Perfect Day to Boss Up. That's Rick Ross' book. The 33 Laws of Being Rich Forever. That's by David Weaver. Will Smith book. That's my top book
bro.
of the
That's
year.
my top. That is my favorite book. If it wasn't 16 hours, I would have listened to it like 5 times already.
Nah, for sure. I put my whole team on. I had my girl listen to it. Everybody got to listen to that book.
Yeah.
Just because it's hella motivated. Top book though, but Guaranteed Success by Percy Master P. Miller. The Celestine Prophecy by James Redfield. As a Man Thinketh, James Allen. Confessions of a Video Vixen. That book was hella interesting too, by Corinne Steffens. That's basically Superhead, the chick that used to mess with Lil Wayne. Mm-hmm. Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter, 50 Cent. The Seat of the Soul, Gary Zukac. Limitless by Jim Quick. The Power of the Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. The Go-Giver, another one of my favorites, by Bob Bird, John Mann. The Magic of Thinking Big, you know, feel me? That's that big ideology I was talking about. That's David Schwartz. All You Need to Know About the Music Business, Donald S. Passman. Great book. Think and Grow Rich, the original, by Napoleon Hill. The Alchemist, Paulo Coelho. That's like a great book about adventure and discovery. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
Oh, that's good.
Stephen. Yeah, that's a dope book. And then The 4 Agreements. And then my last one I would have to say after all of that is Emotional Intelligence 2.0. Because it's not the people, the top earners in the world don't have the highest IQs. They got the highest EQs, which is your emotional quotient. How can you regulate how you feel?
Yeah, can you send me that list, bro? Can you text me that?
I got.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's a good one. Do you listen to podcasts? I think you're on mute, bro. You muted yourself.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right. But yeah, I more so listen to audiobooks.
Okay. Yeah, me too. I don't read because it takes too much time. And I could do other shit while I'm doing that. So I just listen to audiobooks.
Sure. I do my best to I haven't read in a minute, but like audiobooks, like you already know. It's like the same reason why like Lil Wayne stopped writing for a minute and he just was like go in there and punch in. It's because like you don't have as much time as you used to sit down and write.
Yeah.
He still is making.
You got so much to do, like, and yeah, I don't have time at all to do any of that. To just sit there. And it makes you hella tired. For me, it makes me hella tired. Like I get juice when I listen to like a good, like the same sentence when someone's telling a story versus me reading it. And also I don't really listen to books from celebrities if they're not narrating it. Like if Will Smith would have never narrated that book, I wouldn't have listened to it. Like it needed to be him.
It's a different type of connection because he's telling his story.
Yeah, for real, bro.
Yeah, you would like The Black Privilege by Charlemagne then because he
narrating. I already read it. I read all his books.
So you already know.
Yeah.
See, I just got hit.
Yeah, I got my list of books from Nipsey Hussle, and I was reading a lot of his stuff that he was reading, and so. Oh
yeah, you got to share that with me.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. Well, I kind of want to switch gears a little bit. So you know you're not working like a 9 to 5 or anything, right? Like you're just straight music focused right now.
Nah, I quit my job. I had went to London and I went to Paris and Amsterdam when I was in the movie. And after I came back, I was reading a book called Everything You Need to Know about before you quit your job. And I got to page 9. And that was like the same trick. I got to page 9. I was like, this is all I need to know right here. And then I was on a trip and it was I was laying on the floor in Paris and we denounced the word little, and in the span of that, when I got back, my boss was kind of like getting at me kind of foul, so I just never went back to work. He hung up in my face. So like,
how was that movie check?
We didn't really get paid nothing, but it was the fact that I could be in a movie that gave me we got residuals and stuff.
Did you have to pay to go out there though for your flight?
All right. Yeah. Places I want. I just talked to Jesus. He's like, we said Panko. I was like, he just left my room talking about church. So we might do both.
He's going to do church and then Panko this weekend.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but it was dope. I got paid cool, but it's like it's not like a superstar check. It was more so to be like, damn, I'm a part of this world now, and I know I can. Like the person who I was on the same set as Jonathan Majors. Jonathan Majors is currently one of the biggest actors out right now. He was in forgot the show he was in, but like he was damn. Am I blanking on a lot of stuff he was in? What's that show he was in with on HBO?
Lovecraft Country.
He was in Lovecraft Country. Then he was just in that big movie with Idris Elba, Lakeith Stanfield, like the Cowboys and everything. The Harder They Fall. Like he going crazy. So it's like it just let me know. It was like with me, it's money is cool, but it's not always about the money.
Nah, yeah. I was just curious. I mean, because you're really always gonna remember that first movie and that first paycheck from it, right? Like, do you remember your first paycheck from like your highest streaming month?
Let me think. Yeah, it was probably like a cool maybe like 1,500 or like 2 bands. I was like, yo.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was probably around there like that. It's not like wow, I made it. It's not like I made it, but it's like, wow, I could pay a bill here. Like, you know what I mean?
Nah, for sure. For sure. That's hella true. I forgot.
I was hearing someone talk about it. Oh, I think I was hearing Lil Bean talk about it. Talk about when they first got their paycheck and it was like 1,400. He was like, bro, I could pay like the rent with just this. Like, I gotta keep doing it because they weren't even motivated to keep rapping after that.
Exactly. They were just putting it out to.
It was just
mess
putting it
around.
out. Yeah.
Yes. Lil Bean, he probably like one of the best basketball players I ever seen live.
You lying? Like, let me play him.
Nah. I seen him drop 49 points before in a pickup game.
Did he play in high school?
Yeah, he played him and RIP Lil Yace, but they played on the same basketball team. I
Lil
think
Yace
they won
too.
Yeah, they played for sure.
Oh, that's crazy. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah, they won a champion. They won a San Francisco AAA championship.
Wow, that's crazy. Wow, yeah, I gotta do more research on that. Cool. So
check it out, man.
Yeah. So anything else you're doing, like the crazy thing right now with crypto, stocks and all that stuff. Are you invested in anything besides music right now?
Yeah, somebody made an NFT of me called the Bay Apes. Then my manager, he's creating his own freaking NFT chain called the Toast. He's making some shit called the Toast, and it's dope. He's creating some stuff. Right now I'm learning more so.
Yeah.
I don't want to just jump. I want to just jump into something like I don't really know about, but I just got my ear close to it in case I do have a passion for it. And then like the people around me who actually got a passion for it are into it. So it's like I might not have it. I have everything. Somebody who has an extensive knowledge to call away, and for me to call them and be like, hey, how would you feel about this? If they say yes or no, then I would trust them. No, I like the way it goes. It's dope.
Yeah, nah, facts, man. My advice to you is don't just rely on rap. Obviously, you're trying to get into the acting, but whatever you get from rap and whatever you get from acting, reinvest it into the business, but also invest it into your future because you can never get time back. And so you might not be interested in the stuff now, but 20 years later, you might be like, damn, I wish I would have invested into this. So whether it's you asking your friends, like, hey, what should I be invested in right now? Just give me 3 stocks. And then every month from those them checks that you getting, you invest in them 3 stocks. But definitely don't just keep it on the back burner.
I agree.
Yeah. Facts.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like the purpose of this podcast and what I do is trying to educate on financial literacy because in our communities it's just lacking way too much and there's a huge wealth gap and I just it needs to be worked on, and obviously the schools ain't doing it. So
They,
yeah. What do you want? I'm trying to take it out, but you're not letting me. Okay. What is your monthly goal to make from streams?
like probably like 30 million streams. So I think that translates anywhere between, depending on the company, from $30,000 to $50,000. So I feel like
30,000.
that would be a cool thing.
30,000 to 50, you said, which is 30 million? 30 million?
Yeah, 30 million streams. So like for me, like depending on the streaming company, that's like $30,000 to $50,000.
Yeah.
Like I would love to do that. So like doing that, but yeah.
Doing that
The
with
streaming is hella
acting, bruh, because the acting is going to be nice revenue streams, especially once you start getting it bigger. Then you got any other endeavors you're trying to do? I mean, obviously for rappers, merch is a huge thing, but and shows obviously, but any like businesses, side businesses you want to start?
Yeah, I got my own merch, and then I started a juice company 2 years ago, and it's going pretty well. We in about like 8 stores right now.
What's the name
in the
of it?
Bay Area, called O2 Juice. It's a healthy alternative to soda.
Okay.
There's no alcohol, THC, CBD, or cane sugar in it. It's pretty delicious. I love it. So you know what I'm saying?
How'd you start that?
I wanted to make a juice. I got chronic eczema, and I just wanted to make a juice that I could drink, and it's like without breaking my skin out. And a lot of it was cutting out all the excess processed things that were in a lot of these sodas and juices. And with that, I created my own juice that I was squeezing from my hand with limes, and it just, it took off. I was giving it to my friends, and then my partner was like, same person who said Big Steppin was a hit. He was like, bro, you should sell this juice. And I was like, all right. So I did, and I just sold it. And now I'm here. It's fun.
I love it, bro. I love it. That's amazing. Dope. Any advice for people unsure of what to do? Like if they're 18 to 22 years old, they're in college or studying psych. They think they're gonna do this, but they're kind of, have this burning passion that's in the background.
The main thing is don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to go do something you think you want to do, because even if you don't want to do it, you know that you don't want to do it. A lot of people, what happens is, like me, I didn't know I really wanted to rap till I was like 22 or 23, because I wanted to go see everything else in life. And there's nothing wrong with that. But, and going to figure that out, when I wake up in the morning and I go live my life, I have no second guess or no like, oh, I should be doing something else, because I tried everything else. I tried to do an office job at PG&E. I worked at the legal division in high school for the police department. I was like, I would never do this. And like, I was falling asleep at work. Like I worked in, only place I think I worked in the food industry at the Giant Stadium. I worked literally every type of job. And then I was like, you know what? I worked in retail, and then I was like, the money is cool, but it's like, who really wants cool? You want to be able to have the freedom and the time. Like if I might have a day where I go in the studio for a whole day, but then I might want to get up and go do something for a week. You know what I mean? And I have the capacity to do that as long as my schedule is permitting, and as long as I'm still investing back into my craft. So that's really it. You know what I mean?
No, that's facts. Yeah, that's definitely facts. I fucks with it.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Well, we're pretty much done here. We're at like 40 minute mark. The way I like to wrap up the episode is with a segment called the Guided Conclusions, where I ask a question that we didn't previously talk about before. It could be funny, serious. It could be heartbreaking. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Would you rather know the future or go back to the past and change some things?
Probably go back in the past.
And why? And what would you change?
I would just be probably like I would have told my younger self to be more invested into working out and doing what I do now. And I would have done everything I did now, but just at a younger age. Because I knew I always wanted to do it and I always had the talents, but I would have been myself, but with the brain I have now.
Yeah. No, that's facts. That's big time.
Yeah. And if it was, life was just so fun back in the day. Like
it was, bro.
Right. Like before phones and then seeing social media come about. And it's like, if you know what you know now, you could have been ahead of the curve. So it's like, you could be ahead of a lot of things that came out and produced money. Like, for example, say like if you knew what Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and all these TikTok, all of these were before they got popping. So right when they went public, you went and bought like several, like, or a good amount of stock in them, like you'll be eating right now. And just beyond those, any other things, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah. Nah, that's facts. I agree. I 100% agree. Cool.
That's a dope question.
You want to drop your social media for everyone?
Everybody go follow me, Stunnaman02. That's my streaming. Everything is Stunnaman02. That's TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. If you put Stunnamans02 and you don't see my face, they report it. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Dope. Well, you guys heard it here. This is the Misguided Podcast. We're intending to guide you to a better future. My name is Juwan. I'm here with Stunnaman. Make sure y'all go check him out. All right, thanks.
All right, for sure. Appreciate you, champ.